Hey, good morning on this beautiful Sunday morning. My name is Nate. This is the Volunteer Tech Vlog, and you are in for another audio lesson delivered in the Let's Drive format. All right. Well, it was a 6:30 a.m. this morning. I'm getting ready, and it is like the whole neighborhood's quiet, right? And I'm in the bathroom, got the window open. And what breaks the silence? This huge kaboom of a transformer going a couple houses down. So if you've never heard the sound of one of them big transformers on the power lines blow up before, well, it actually sounds very, very similar to a firework. It's going crazy. Oh man, yeah, I thought it was like, my first reaction was, oh, the neighbors are setting off fireworks. And I'm thinking, it's 6:30 on a Sunday morning. There's not going to be many little, teenage hooligans running around, causing mischief with fireworks at like that hour on a Sunday morning. But anyway, that was what I woke up to. But that's besides the point. In this video, in this crooked driving video, I haven't used this mount in a while. I think I need to tighten up some bolts again. In this video, we'll be talking about mixing strategy and philosophy. So, I'm going to ease into this. I'm trying to go in a progressive format here where we talked about turning the system on and off, labeling media, your signal flow. Oh, and I got a couple questions. I got a question in a YouTube comment from somebody about signal flow. So I will get to your comment, not in this video though. I'll make another video where I will respond to you. You know who you are if you ask that question about how to create signal flows. And I have a video where I just talked about 3 ways you can do that. And I got another question in the YouTube, I got another question in the Google Plus community, the Live Sound 101 Google Plus community about feedback suppression. So again, I will respond shortly. I think it's great that I'm still getting all these questions coming in from all different places. But that's not in this video. In this video, we don't want to talk mixing. So you've turned your system on, you've got your media labeled, you have a good understanding of your signal flow and where to plug things in. You know what audio tie lines are. You've got the band coming in like a half an hour, and you've got like maybe a list of things where you're like, okay, I'm gonna need 2 DIs. For this Sunday morning, I'm gonna put the DIs over here because I know that these people like to stand over here. I'm gonna need X number of microphones, yada yada yada. So one of the things you can do that really helps you out is you can go around from channel to channel, and you can just test to make sure you're getting something, you're getting signal, right? And you can just go up to the microphones and just breathe into it, talk into it. You can do the scratch test. I would highly discourage from like taking a microphone and doing like the pop pop pop. Like some people just naturally want to do that. That actually can be damaging to the microphone because the element inside there, the coil, the diaphragm. We're talking about pieces of electronic circuitry that are microns thin. So you've got a tiny, even if it's a dynamic microphone, I mean, the Shure SM57s and SM58s, those are workhorses. I mean, the industry joke is you can use those microphones as a hammer and they'll probably still work. And it's true. So there are microphones that have a reputation for being very durable and workhorses and being rugged, but you don't want to test fate. You know what I'm saying? Like you never want to walk up to a microphone and just like hammer it like that, because just the velocity of the air and the mechanical motion of doing that can be damaging to the microphone, especially if you've got a ribbon microphone or some sort of condenser microphone. It's just not a good thing to do. So the scratch test, so instead of banging your mic, so what you can do is you can walk up to all the sources and just do a little with your finger, just a little scratch, 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 and that's going to be enough to put some energy in there, so at least the thing's on. I mean, if you're there early, you don't really need to do that. Sometimes the scratch test comes in handy when you're trying to be discreet and you're just trying to, okay, yeah, I know it's that one that I'm talking about. You're trying to like trace a cable and you can't visually see which input it's going through. You can do a little scratch thing. But if nobody's there and you're setting up early, you can just go in and do the old check 1, 2, 3, 4. Classic sound guy sound check. You go up to each microphone and get them going. Now, the reason why you want to do that is so when the band comes in, you can kind of jump ahead a few steps. You don't have to necessarily go through the whole rigmarole with talent or musician up there. What you want to do is create a situation where the band comes in, they plug in, they step up to the microphone, and they, you know, they're ready to go. You know what I mean? You want them to come in and just rock. And so that leads me to like the big point of this video is kind of like mixing philosophy. So what I like to do is get the monitor mix set first. And I've gone back and forth about this because there's another school of thinking where you might want to set the front of house levels first and get all the levels sounding good in the house, and then go back in and do the monitor mix, just to make sure the monitor mix doesn't overpower anything in the house. We mix in a very small room, and acoustically it's very challenging, and we have a problem where it's so small, it's very easy for the monitors to overpower the mains. And the musicians like to hear everything, and they keep, you know, the tendency is to ask for more of me in the monitor. You know, can you turn me up? Can you turn me up? And if you're not kind of watching things and being vigilant about it, it's very easy to get the dB-SPL levels up on stage such that it kind of overpowers the house. And you might think, well, you can just turn up the house, right? So that doesn't happen. Well, we've got a dB-SPL A-weighted threshold, you know, not threshold, but like average target. We want to be at 85. We've determined from talking with the elders and various people in our church community that 85 dB-SPL A-weighted is where we want to be on a regular basis to be consistent. So in order to do that, we've got a dB-SPL meter, and we try to keep it as close as possible. So that is really the upper limit. So when the stage gets really loud, you can't just always turn up the front of house or the main monitor mix there, or the main what am I trying to say? The main master mix, because we've got that dB-SPL requirement. And, you know, we might hit 87, 88. It might go up into 90 for a loud passage, a loud chorus, a loud verse. But for the most part, we want the music, we want the main energy of the musical performance to be kind of in that 85 range there. And it's different for every church. I'm not saying you should do that just because we do it. You've got to figure out what is a good what is a good volume level for your congregation. And some people like it really loud, and that's great for their culture and their community. And some people, you know, like it a little bit more subdued, a little bit more under control. So it all depends. But all that to say, there are two, so I'll throw out two philosophies. I like to mix monitors first because I like to get the musicians rocking and rolling right away, and I'll get them set nice so that they can all hear themselves, especially if there's like a keyboard or, you know, somebody who doesn't have local amplification or something like that. We want to make sure that they can jump in right away and hear themselves through the monitors, and other people can hear them, so they can get their rehearsal, their last you know, sound check, or their last rehearsal before the service starts going. And then once all the musicians are happy, everybody can hear everything good, then I'll go back and I'll do the front of house mix. I will do the overflow mix, and then I'll copy the overflow mix to the broadcast mix, and I'll set my broadcast mix. But we will talk more about mixing in a future video. My name is Nate. This has been the Volunteer Tech Vlog, and it has also been an audio lesson. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.